Welcome to week 7 of UTkids Online. Today we are continuing our series of God is something than I thought He was. I have been loving this series so far and I'm so excited to see what we have to learn today. We have a great programme coming up, but I am sure half of you are probably in your pyjamas just out of your beds. Half of you are probably very hungry because you're waiting on lunch, and the other half of you probably have so much energy that you're not really sure how you're going to be able to sit down and join in. So let's get up off the sofas and let's get ready to warm up.
There is a river where goodness flows. There is a fountain that drowns sorrow. There is an ocean deeper than fear. The tide is rising, rising. There is a current stirring deep inside. It's overflowing from the heart of God, the flood of heaven crashing over us. The tide is rising.
Good morning everybody, it's my turn to do the challenge this morning. I've got some helpers with me. We decided to make it a family affair. So if you're having a go this morning, then see if you can't get somebody from your house to join in with you too. We have decided that we are going to use custard. So custard going in. And some for me. There we go. And just for the trifle effect, we're going to go cream. There we go. Here's just a little lacking, Isla. Let's get you some more. Alright. And our sweetie of choice was the midget jam. Alright girls, in they go. We've decided whichever one of us gets the most this morning, that's the figure that's going ahead for the next person to try and beat. So, cap on, goggles on. Right girls, goggles down. Ready? Ready? Count us in, Isla.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, I think I won it, us. Okay, right, ready? Right, Anna, you count yours first.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13, Kira.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
What happened to you?
I couldn't get it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. What did Alethea get last week? Have I beat Alethea?
I don't think so.
Ah,
Still really good score.
thank you. Well done, girls. Okay, so who are we going to nominate for next week?
Sharon!
Sharon, it is over to you. I'd like to suggest rice pudding, maybe baked beans. Bye!
Hey kids, hope you're all warmed up and ready to worship. So today it's Lighthouse, so let's go.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are my light, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore.
it is time for our story. Now, every week for the last 2 weeks, we have been looking at our new series. Can anyone remember what the title of our new series is? That's right! God is something than I thought he was. Last week we looked at how God is more faithful than we sometimes think he is. And the very first week, if you can remember all the way back, we talked about how God is bigger than we think he is. Does anyone have any guesses of what we could be thinking about this week with our story? I can hear lots of good guesses, but this week we're going to be talking about how God is stronger than we think he is. And we're going to be looking at a story that I know loads of you know, like back to front, inside out, upside down. You could probably tell the story yourself to the camera, and that is the story of David and Goliath. But I'm not going to be telling you the story because I know you're sick of hearing my voice over this camera. I have something really, really exciting for you today. Are you ready? I have been able to find the very news footage from those times. That is right. I was using the Generation Next time machine. I know loads of you have been to Generation Next and you have seen all of the Bible characters come out of the time machine. Well, Ian was so kind that he lent me his time machine this week, and I was able to go back in time and find the news reports from the battle between the Israelites and the Philistines. Would you like to see them? Yeah, as a quick reminder of the story. So what I need you to do is I need you to put your time traveling hat on. That's why I've got mine on today. So it can be imaginary. Get it on. Are you ready? Steady. Let's dive back in time. Hello and good evening. Habina Talia here with the Israelite Evening News at 7. A breaking story this evening. If you've been following along with military news, you will know that tensions between the Israelite and the Philistine armies have been intense for quite some time. King Saul has today made the move to move the Israelite army to the valley of Elah, ready to battle the Philistines. The fiercest, longest awaited battle of our time may just soon be upon us. Our reporters on the ground reported today that the Philistines, unfortunately however, have released what they call their secret weapon. This warrior, by the name of Goliath, is said to be the best warrior in the whole of the Philistine land. Dylan Ogilvy, reporting on the ground, was able to tell us that Goliath taunted the Israelite army with the phrase, "Send me your best soldier to fight me. If he wins, we will be your slaves, but if I win, you will be ours. Your God cannot save you." Now, as the Israelite army is an army that does indeed follow God, King Saul has made the call that he must respond. We're going to move to the ground now to see King Saul, who is examining his soldiers to see who is the strongest in order to fight Goliath. Let's see who the candidates are, and let's all ask ourselves the question, who will we pick?
I'm the strongest soldier here!
No, I'm the strongest soldier here.
I'm the strongest.
I am by far the strongest man here. Beat that.
I'm the strongest soldier here.
I'm the strongest. No, I'm the strongest.
I'm the strongest soldier.
I'm the strongest soldier.
Hello and good evening to all of you. Habina Talia here, back again with an update on the battle between the Israelites and the Philistines. We are here with the head of the army general to find out which soldier has been chosen in the battle against Goliath. For obvious reasons, the Army General has chosen to remain anonymous, therefore he will be speaking off camera. Well sir, how have preparations been going down at Army HQ?
It's been a very busy couple of days.
I'm sure it has, preparing for the biggest, most long-awaited battle in the history of our people. And have we chosen the best soldier? Who have you chosen, sir?
Well, the problem is they're all too scared.
Sorry sir, you seem to be breaking up a little bit there. I believe you said they were too scared, but that just can't be right. So did you choose the strongest warrior?
No, he was too scared.
Oh, the strongest soldier was too scared to battle Goliath. Right, okay, well what about the second strongest?
The same, he was too scared.
So have you just chosen any warrior, or what has happened, sir?
Nothing so far, because this Goliath guy, you should hear his taunts. They echo throughout the valley, so they do.
But these are the strongest soldiers in the Israelite army. How can they be too scared of this man?
Goliath is over 9 feet tall and he has an armour full of bronze and a spear is as long as a person.
Sorry, sir, I think I just understood you wrong. Did you say 9 foot tall?
Yes.
So we're dealing with a giant, sir?
Yes, unfortunately.
9 foot? Sir, that is almost 2 of me. Okay, well, there you have it. We are waiting on somebody to come and fight Goliath. Sir, do you think there will be any developments in the next few days for somebody who will step up to fight Goliath, or what will we do?
We are currently praying that God will provide us with somebody, but at the moment we are unsure.
Well, there you have it. People of Israel, it is time to pray. Lord, send a warrior to fight this giant. I'm Talina Habina with the evening news. Good evening. It has been 40 days now from the giant warrior Goliath has been taunting the Israelite army at the valley of Elah. As of yet, not one single soldier has stepped forward brave enough to fight Goliath. Yes? I have some breaking news from the battlefield coming in over the earpiece. Just a second. Yes? Well, ladies and gentlemen, in perfect timing, a heroic warrior has stepped forward to fight the... What? What? A shepherd boy by the name of David has stepped forward to fight Goliath. Young David was coming with his lunch for his brothers when he decided that he would fight Goliath. David is a firm believer that God will help him win this battle, as he has helped him win many battles against the animals. This sounds like a strong man, even if he's not a soldier. We have a video clip coming in from the Army HQ just to show us who David is, who will be representing our army. Over to you at the battlefield. What? Well, as you can see, David is actually a child. He is not quite as big as our 9 foot tall Goliath, but King Saul is confident in his abilities and David is very confident that God will help him win this battle. As we speak, King Saul is taking him to fit him out with his armour, so stay tuned for any updates. Good evening. Breaking news from the battle of the Israelites and the Philistines. I am here to report that in a seemingly stupid decision, the shepherd boy David has refused all of King Saul's armour and even his swords, stating that he was not used to it, nor had he ever needed it before. He simply needed God to protect him. David approached Goliath without any armour whatsoever. I am pleased to report, however, that David did defeat Goliath using a simple catapult like the one in the studio. Obviously we can't use the real one in the studio, as David I think is keeping it for a keepsake to show his dad Inside his catapult, he had just 5 stones, one of which he used to defeat Goliath. Eyewitnesses at the scene reported that Goliath gave him the usual taunts, stating that he would throw his flesh to the birds and that he would have David defeated rather quickly. Simply responding in the name of the Lord, David said that it was not based on Goliath's strength or his number of weapons, rather this battle was based on the strength of the Lord, and David, coming, trusting God, knew that he would defeat him. As Goliath continued his taunts, laughing and rather insulted at the fact that a shepherd boy was sent to defeat him, David swung his catapult. Now, I have never used a catapult, but I imagine it was something like this. The catapult gained some speed, strong enough to launch one single stone towards Goliath, landing right in the middle of his forehead. As you can understand, for our family viewers, this was a scene too gruesome to show, and therefore we will not be airing that live on TV. However, I am thrilled to announce that the battle is finally over. Who knew that a shepherd boy with just a pouch and 5 stones would be used by God instead of all of the biggest warriors of Israel to defeat the Goliath? It really is the story of an underdog, how a shepherd boy defeated a giant. I have been Talia Habina, reporting live on each and every aspect of this battle. We will be back tomorrow with an exclusive interview with David to give you some insights into the battle. But for now, good evening and good night. Wow, what a cool way to look at a story that so many of us know so well. I love the story of David and Goliath because it reminds us of how strong God is. Now, I know loads of you are probably thinking, Megan, what do you mean how strong God is? I just heard a story about how David defeated Goliath. I didn't hear very much about God. Well, what some of you maybe didn't know about David is you saw in the news reports that he was a shepherd boy. And for a long, long time, David had to help protect his animals by using a sling and a catapult, just like the one that he used against Goliath. And he really believed that God was protecting him. Because let me tell you, see if you're coming up against a bear with just like a catapult and some stones, sticky situation. So he really believed that God protected him, and I believe that too. Now, we heard all about how Goliath was this really tall giant, and he was wide and he was strong and he was the greatest warrior there ever was. So obviously somebody really strong needed to defeat him. Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you think that David, now we obviously exaggerated a wee bit. You saw in the news reports that David was really small. I think that was probably a baby video of David. Maybe it wasn't David when he actually defeated Goliath. But do you think that that would have been the person that you would have chosen out of all those warriors? What do you think? No, me either. I would have chosen like the tallest one, the strongest one. But God chose David. And there's something about this story that I think is really cool. And there's 2 things we can learn from this story. So the first one is this. God can use me. Do you want to say it with me? God can use me. Let's whisper it. God can use me. That means me, but that also means you and you and you and you and everybody sitting at home. God can use you. Now, let me tell you, I know there's lots of times when you find yourself the smallest person in the room, just like David. And let me tell you, that doesn't always change whenever you become an adult. Whenever we have church staff meetings, right? I'm the youngest in the room. Might not be the shortest, but I'm the youngest. Kathy might argue with that one, but I am the youngest in the room. And you might find many times throughout your life, you might be the smallest in the room. That might mean you're the youngest, might mean you're the person with the least experience. You might be the smallest person in the room, just like David. Can you imagine all these warriors, too scared to fight, and somebody as little and as inexperienced as David comes along and says, I'm going to fight. God will use me. That seems mental. It just seems mental. But I want to tell you, God is stronger than you think he is, because he doesn't need to use this person that seems like the strongest. He doesn't need to use the person that seems like the biggest. He chooses to use you, not because you're the strongest person, not because you're the biggest person, but he chooses the people who say, God, I want you to use me. And I want you to use me to cheer somebody up, to tell somebody about Jesus, to pray for that person, to be faithful, whatever it is. God can use you, even though you might be the smallest, even though you might not be the strongest. But God is so big and so strong that he doesn't need the strongest person. He just needs somebody who is willing. So that's the first thing I learned from this story. God can use me. So I want you to hold this hand up. God can use me. It's the first thing we're going to learn. Here's the second thing we learn from this story. He's so strong that he can use you to fight even the giants. Even the giants. Now I know sometimes, as kids or as young people, because I know some of you are like a wee bit too old to feel like kids anymore. As young people tend to think that God can only use us to do little things. They tend to think, well, they can invite their friend to kids' church, but they can't tell their friend about Jesus because they're only 6. Or, you know, like they can pray to God and God can answer their prayers, but they couldn't pray for somebody because they're only 9. Or that person could never ever stand at the front and tell a Bible story all about God because they're only 11. Or they're only 5. Let me tell you, God can use you to defeat even the giants. Now, your giant might not look like a person like Goliath, a big 9-foot tall person waving a sword at you and ready to fight you. I don't think any of my giants have ever really looked like that. A giant is something that we face that seems impossible to fight. A giant is something that seems impossible to fight. So I want you to have a think about some things that might be impossible to fight. Let me tell you about something that was impossible to fight for me. I had like a big piece of work due for uni next week, and it seemed impossible. It was like 10,000 words. That was pretty impossible for me. I was thinking about some impossible things, and I thought some of you might have AQE coming up next year, and maybe you're thinking, do you know what? This is going to be impossible because I haven't been in school from March. What is going to happen? That is just impossible. Some of you who have just finished your AQE, I know you're moving to youth next year and you're maybe thinking, I look at all those big people, those big 16, 17-year-olds, and that's just impossible for me. No, thank you. Or, which I know some of you are probably thinking, how am I ever going to do the rest of this lockdown and the rest of this social distancing stuff without getting in serious trouble with my mum and dad because I'm really mischievous? Let me tell you, if my brother had been a child in lockdown, he would have been thinking that too. God can use you to fight even the giants, no matter what that giant is. So I hope that you have learned through that story that God is stronger than you think he is. He's stronger than you think he is because he can use even the smallest person to fight the giants. So what was the first thing that we learned? God can use who? The strongest person? No. God can use me. And he can use you to fight even the giants. Awesome. Guys, it has been so fun sharing with you today. Have a great week, guys, and make sure you stay connected on our emails tomorrow, Wednesday and Friday. See you later.